I messed up while I was cutting my hair. So I'm going to look like this for a little while. Go easy on me. Welcome to another episode of Toy Hunting with Pixel Dan. This one is a really fun one because this is a story that started last year at Retropalooza in the Dallas area and culminates in today's video. You see, last year, while I was doing some toy hunting there, I met up with my good friend Ed from Ed's Retro Geek Out, who walked me over to my other friend's table, NARC from Not Another Retro channel, who happened to be selling a vintage Masters of the Universe toy box. And, well, let's go ahead and start with some clips from last year's video, just to kind of catch you up to speed here. This is NARC's. Look what NARC brought. Oh my god, that's amazing.
I know the guy.
You know the guy? He might be able to.
He might give you a deal on it.
Then I gotta cart this thing all the way home.
But you came in a car, right?
I have a car. I came in a car.
Right.
So you have two of these.
I have two of these, correct?
Yeah.
And this has been chilling in my garage, along with the other one.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Right.
I don't need to. I got a really good deal on both of them, so you don't see these too often.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
The last one I saw was when we were at King County, and I think it sold for like $1,100.
Yeah. I saw one at a toy show in Mississippi, and they had a $1,000 price tag on it. Yeah.
So, a couple of people has been interested.
It's pretty sweet.
The artwork on it.
The artwork is amazing. The artwork is so good. I love it. I love it. You gotta love it when you have friends who are enablers to your collecting. Shout out to Ed and Melvor from the Toy Chasers there. No, it's all in good fun, and I've been known to do the same thing to my friends. But the reality is, I really wanted that toy box. I thought it was so cool, and you guys know how much I love vintage Masters of the Universe merchandise. And this is one of those things that you just don't run into that often. So while we were all joking around about buying the toy box, the reality is there was some sincere conversation happening. Because when Retropalooza closed, NARC didn't sell that toy box at the show. And he has two of them. He's keeping one for himself, and he wants to get rid of the other one. So we had some real negotiations. And well, turns out we made a deal. And that toy box is coming to my collection. Now this is the best part. You see, Ed and NARC and the rest of those guys were all planning to come here in the spring for the Kane County Toy Show. And since that's in my neck of the woods, NARC even said, why don't I just throw the toy box in my truck? We'll stop by your house, we will drop it off for you. That way you don't have to worry about hauling it. We don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to ship this thing. And that right there, well, that was the cherry on top, because how can I say no to free delivery? Ed's Retro Geek Out and Moving Service.
I'm supervising.
Oh, you're doing a great job, Greco. Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh my God! Look at this. It's here. It's here. Finally. This is awesome. Oh my God. All right, let's get this thing inside. So spring rolled around, and the guys showed up here, and they came with my toy box. But more importantly, I got to spend the day hanging out with these guys, and it was so much fun. I mean, we just talked toys and geeked out together, and I got to show my collection off. We had some really great conversations, and it was really awesome having these guys here so that I can show off some of my stuff in my collection, as I love to do. We all do that as collectors, right? We love to actually show off some of the things we've been collecting. I mean, that's why I do these videos, I guess. Craig!
What's up, dude?
Talk to me about this toy box. We probably talked about this last year, but
yeah.
How did you get this thing? Where did you acquire this beautiful piece?
So, very interesting story. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace locally, and this guy had one for sale for $500. I was like, holy moly, that's a great deal. I'm gonna go inquire about it. Got the information, go to his house. There's not only one, but there's two.
What?
There's two. And I was like, so they're $500 a piece? He's like, no, it's $500 for both.
Whoa, so $250 a piece. That's a
$250 a piece.
Whoa, that's good.
So
that's
he
good.
felt to put in that it was actually two and not one.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like let's do it. I'm game. And so that was a couple years back, and you know what? I only need one.
Yeah.
I don't need two.
Yeah.
It takes up too much real estate in the collection. So when we were at Retropalooza, I was like, Dan, come check this out. Do you have one of these? And then we made our little deal. And now we're here.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So, like, that's one of those things that I've wanted for a long time. Like, I would put that up there with, like, the Ride-On Battle Cat, which I have now. It's one of those things I always wanted. Mm-hmm. And that toy box, like, every now and then I run into it at toy shows. I've actually run into them on some of my toy hunts. Mm-hmm. They're usually like $1,000. Yep. Like every time I see one, it's got $1,000 price tag on it. And it's one of those things where I'm like, well, I don't need it that bad, and where would I put it anyway? But it's always been one of those things like, if I could get one of those. Yeah. Like it's nostalgic, and the artwork is awesome, and I could put it to use. I could store some stuff in it. I could actually use it as a toy box. Right, yeah. So this was meant to be, it feels like, man. This is amazing.
So it's really cool. I'm glad that you're the one that got it. So. It's freaking awesome. And
thank you for coming all the way here with it. Like, I know it was on the way to Kane County, but still, like, delivery, that's amazing. That's service, man.
With a smile, man.
Service. You're the man, dude. Thank you. Thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
Yeah. I absolutely love this thing. It is so, so cool. And it's obviously, like, very used. Like, this was definitely in some kid's bedroom back in the 80s. And I'm looking over it, and I'm seeing things like this gold paint on the Skeletor's face on the front, which really cracks me up. Maybe this kid was afraid of Skeletor or something. I don't know. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna see if I can clean it up a little bit. I am gonna see if I can get that paint off without ruining what's underneath. I don't know if that's possible, but I will definitely try. But even with that, I love the artwork on this thing. It's really what stands out. I mean, look at that back piece there. Those bright, vibrant colors. Oh, I just absolutely love that. And look at some of those decisions in the artwork. I mean, look at Snake Mountain. Those blues and purples and pinks just really stand out there. And that Skeletor. Oh, that Skeletor is so incredibly cool. Hey, so here we are in my Masters of the Universe toy collection area. And here is my new He-Man toy box. This was the tricky part, figuring out where I wanted to put it. And for the moment, I opted to put it right here in the middle underneath my Masters of the Universe Classics display. And in order to do that, I actually had to scoot all of these play sets, kind of shifted them, because Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull were here in the middle. And then I just kind of had, Point Dread and everything off to the side. So I shifted them. I put it right here in the middle. I think this looks pretty good. This is always the hard part of getting new big things. Where do you put them? I got some big figs sitting up here right now, like the 2000X era Giant Skeletor, and then the big Beastman and Stratos from Matty Collector. I don't know if these are going to stay there. I just kind of threw them up there for right now, but I don't know. I don't want to block that artwork too much. So this will probably shift over time. So my original thought and justification for getting this was that I could also double it as storage for a lot of my extra accessories and parts, and that's what I ended up doing. Funny thing is I have so many of these little tubs that I couldn't fit them all in here. I ended up fitting 4, 5, 6, 7 tubs in here, plus some bags. So you can see I kind of like double layered them. But they actually take up a lot more space than I realized. But these are like extra accessories and extra figures. Like, I don't know, you know me, I'm always picking these up. I've always got extra parts laying around. I've always got some figure variations that I'm collecting. So there's a couple Scareglows sitting in there. Don't worry, these aren't going to be locked away forever, but it's a good place to keep them stored for right now, just to get them kind of, off the floor, or, I just had the totes kind of stacked up. So I don't know, I like this. I think this works for keeping this stuff here for the moment, while I'm sorting through them and, getting them properly displayed, or whatever I'm going to end up doing with all my extras here. Seriously, what an amazing piece to add to my collection. And I have seen this in my travels before. In fact, if you guys have been watching my toy hunting videos for a while, you might remember that I've run into this before. More recently, I ran into it at a toy show in Mississippi, where at that show, there was a $1,000 price tag on it. So this is usually a pretty pricey piece. But NARC hooked me up. We worked out an amazing deal. He essentially just charged me what he paid for it. And again, he delivered it how could I say no to adding such an amazing piece to my Masters of the Universe collection? Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching another toy hunting episode. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I know this one's a little different since it focused on one specific piece, but this was a really fun story, and I'm really glad that I got to share it with all of you. Hey, by the way, my good friend Ed from Ed's Retro Geek Out, while he was here, he filmed a little walkthrough of my toy collection. I know it's been a long time since I've done my own walkthrough, so go watch his video. You can check that out. I'll do my own eventually, someday. Shout out to all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are amazing. And thanks to all of you for continuing to watch, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are amazing. Until next time, my friends.